So this week is the anniversary of Titanfall 2, one of my favorite games, and seeing how many people love Apex Legends, for today's video I'm going to show you how a lot of your favorite legends are just reskinned Titanfall 2 pilots, except for one. I have a theory.
A game theory.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I have a theory that one Apex legend is actually just the human version of a Titan, but we'll get to that later. Since a lot of people still haven't played that game, I thought it'd be cool to do a video, to show what the earlier versions of some of the Apex Legends abilities looked like. Now, Bloodhound's tactical comes from the Pulse Blade pilot. Bloodhound gets a long-range scan that's a cone in front of them, while the Pulse Blade pilot threw a knife and it do a 360 scan from wherever it hit and it pulsed 4 times. Now, I'll be honest, I kind of prefer the Pulse Blade. Bloodhound gets a scan, it's little to no skill required for free info, and it's just a cone, which is fine for pushing and playing aggressive, and I guess it makes the character easy for beginners to play. But when you were holding down a building or an objective point in TF2, you can just throw your knife directly below you and see who's in the building from all levels, because it pulsed all around you. I don't know, let me know, which do you prefer, Bloodhound scan or the Pulse Blade? Wraith mains, you're up next. A lot of people complained when she got nerfed because her time in the void got cut short and the startup animation was made a little bit longer. So Wraith was the phase shift pilot, and if you think in Apex her ability time is too short, look at where she started. Yeah, that's how short the phase ability was in Titanfall. Now, to be fair, it is extremely short, but there's not much of a trail you could follow. So if you use this ability, you really just disappeared and got away with it every time if you use it at the right moment. And her ultimate is just a longer version of this ability that connects 2 portals. Now, remember I said there was a legend that I think is just a human version of a Titan? Yeah, it's Caustic. Now, just a theory, but I think I have enough evidence to back it up. Alright, so just hear me out. Caustic is just a human version of this Titan. This is Scorch, another chunky and slow-moving Titan. He's defensive and good at area denial. He's good at defense, yeah, but if enemies push you, you can flip a switch and go from playing defensive to super offensive really quickly and punish people. That playstyle sound familiar? Yeah, that's Caustic. But there's more. Let's look at his abilities. Scorch's abilities, like the name suggests, are all fire-based. All of his abilities do tick damage, they slow you down, and blur your vision if you're in a Titan. But his incendiary traps look like this and covers the area in flammable gas before you set it on fire. It even releases gas from the top the exact same way as Caustic's traps. His ultimate ability blankets an entire area in fire, and yeah, it pretty much just punishes you if you were caught in this. And the last thing is that I'm in a Caustic mains Discord, and for a short time last year, they rebranded the entire Discord from Caustic mains to the Scorch mains Discord. I think it's kind of telling that everyone who mains Scorch in Titanfall now mains Caustic in Apex, myself included. I'm convinced that Caustic is Scorch in human form, but they just gave him gas instead of fire for, balanced reasons probably. Also, a fun fact, one of Scorch's abilities is also where Thermite Grenades comes from. The line just isn't as long or does as much damage in Apex compared to Titanfall though. Octane is the stim pilot. Pretty straightforward, it's even in the name, stim. Octane uses the stim to run faster. It works instantly in Titanfall, but it doesn't last that long and has a much longer cooldown. So this ability was improved a lot for Octane and is much better in Apex. Mirage's tactical comes from the Holo pilot. The holograms have been improved in Apex after he got a rework, and you can control them. Huge improvements all around except for the durability. Your decoy would hit a pebble and fall over and disappear, or just stop running. But in TF2 they're so much better. Just look. They run around objects and you get 2 of them. They'll keep running until they either get shot at or the timer is up. And Mirage's ult, where all the decoys just run around randomly, was an improved version of the Holo boost, which spawns multiple holograms. And also the cloak pilot, because he goes invisible for a few seconds while the decoys go out. Oh, by the way, boosts are kind of like, I guess, kill streaks in Call of Duty. Once you got enough points in this meter down here and it filled up, then you can just use it. Pathfinder is literally just a reskinned grapple pilot. In TF2, instead of 1 charge though, you get 2 grapple uses. However, in Apex, they stay attached to surfaces much longer before they detach, but you could still grapple people and reel them in and get a cool melee kill. From Valkyrie's reveal trailer, it's like pretty evident, you know, it's in your face, but her kit is literally just this North Star Titan. This Titan is her jetpack. So her jump is the hover ability.
Wings out.
And her tactical is a toned down version of the Titan's ultimate ability.
Flight core activated. Box 3, I got radar lock.
So yeah, Valkyrie is kind of like one of the closest things that's just like directly ripped straight out of Titanfall 2. And while we're on this Titan, this is also one of her abilities. Seem familiar? If it doesn't, then it probably will once you throw an Australian accent behind it.
Deploying me knuckle cluster.
Cluster grenades aren't something Apex invented, but seeing as they have a habit of reusing older abilities for Legends, yeah, I'm willing to bet that this is where Fuse's tactical comes from. Gibraltar. His tactical is a dome shield and his passive is a gun shield. In the multiplayer on TF2, in a lot of clips you'll see online, people just call in their Titans, they drop fast, and you're ready to go. But this is actually a perk you have to unlock. The default perk that you start out with when you drop a Titan is this. Yep, that's where Gibraltar's dome shield, that's where it comes from. It originally was a perk you use to protect your Titan after you call it in, and it looks and works the exact same way. No damage can get in or out while it's up. It's blue and it has the same reflective hexagon type pattern. Now, gun shields aren't exclusive to Apex. Tons of games have this feature, but Legion was the only thing in the game that has a gun shield. Legion's a pretty chunky Titan and very annoying to fight, just like Gibraltar. Rampart and her amped walls come from the AWOL pilot, literally in the name. AWOL stands for amped wall. However, I'm willing to say the AWOL pilot is better than Rampart. The only pro I'll give to Rampart's walls is that she can take them back up. But the amped walls in TF2 are curved and they go right to the floor, so you have a lot more amped area to shoot out of. And you get a bit more protection at the sides since it's curved. Lastly is Ashe. Now, she's not a playable character in TF2, but you do get to fight her, and in her short intro scene, her Ronin Titan uses this phase dash ability. Now, this part is purely speculation on my part, because the Apex and Titanfall lore play a role where Ashe is concerned, and I'm not like 100% caught up with that. I kind of stopped paying attention around Season 7. So, for simplicity's sake, I'm just gonna say, since she used the Ronin Titan that uses a sword and has the phase dash ability, they gave her a sword, and her ult is kind of like a phase dash, like the Titan, but they just call it a phase tear in Apex, because, yeah, I don't know, name changes, but it pretty much works the same. And her sword is called the Ronin Blade, so I kind of think that's a pretty educated guess. And as for her tactical that holds you in place, this is also a guess, but there's a grenade in TF2 that kind of does something similar. It's called the Gravity Star. Anyone in the vicinity, it kind of just pulls them in place and just holds them there for a few seconds while causing damage. So yeah, I think that's where the inspiration for her tactical comes from. I wanted them to add this grenade in Apex for a while, but I think they already have and I just didn't notice. So yeah, that's where some of your favorite legends got their abilities from. If you think I left out any, feel free to drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.